This here is the OPPO Find X9 Pro, and it might be one of the most over-the-top camera phones I've ever used. We're talking about a 200 megapixel 3x telephoto, Hasselblad color tuning, log video for creators, and a 7500 milliamp hour battery that just refuses to die. Now, I did partner with OPPO on this video, but all the thoughts and testing are mine. Also, quick thing before we continue, about 80% of you watching my videos haven't subscribed, and honestly, I find that incredible. If you're already here and you clearly like tech, it just takes one click. Plus, it will help you make sure you don't ever miss any of my dad jokes. But let's start with the biggest improvements, and that's hands down the cameras. This is where the Find X9 Pro goes all in. You've got a 50 megapixel main lens, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 200 megapixel 3x telephoto, all tuned by Hasselblad. Color consistency across all three lenses is solid. OPPO nails that vibrant, slightly cinematic look, while iPhone sticks to its more natural, contrast-heavy tone. If you like your photos ready to post to social media, OPPO leans towards that look. It's especially apparent with the bluer skies and brighter greens. But daylight shots, both are fantastic. The iPhone tends to go moodier with deeper shadows, and OPPO brightens things up with a bit more punch. The ultra-wide is crisp on both, though Apple gives you a slightly wider field of view using a 0.5x field of view compared to 0.6 on the OPPO Find X9 Pro. Also, you have the option to use the entire 200 megapixel sensor by activating Hasselblad high-res mode, which produces shots up to 16K resolution and some pretty incredible bokeh. Just note that if you do use this mode, it's best to do it with optimal lighting conditions to get the best results. Speaking of results, the same 3x mode is used for macro photography, which automatically kicks in when you are 2 to 4 centimeters close to the subject. But once you start zooming in, especially beyond 10 times, the OPPO starts to pull away. That 200 megapixel sensor actually makes a difference. Details stay sharper, colors stay true, and even at 30 times, images are totally usable. Meanwhile, Apple caps out around 40 times digital, but the processing gets pretty aggressive. And if you're a serious photographer who likes to use their smartphones for photography, OPPO's got this Hasselblad teleconverter, a magnetic lens attachment that gives you about a 3.28 times optical magnification. Now, it's surprisingly good, especially for wildlife, sports, or concerts. I don't usually carry large smartphone lenses, but this one is legit if you're super into smartphone photography. It even feels well made, like an expensive lens you'd buy for a professional camera. Low light though, this is where OPPO really surprised me. It consistently delivers brighter, cleaner images with less noise than the iPhone in most situations. Apple still does a better job preserving contrast and highlight control, but OPPO's night mode just pulls in way more light, offering a cleaner yet brighter image to work with. There's even a new stage mode for concerts that focuses on performers and balances exposure under bright spotlights. Now, personally, I haven't tested it in a real concert yet, but having it available for when you do go to one helps take better photos. But when it comes to video, both phones do an excellent job. And if you want beautiful results straight out of the camera, you're not gonna have a rough time with any of these devices. Everything was consistent. HDR looks amazing, and you barely have to touch it in post. Both the iPhone and the OPPO Find X9 Pro have log capabilities, and they both have log capabilities with ACES color. If you like grading your footage, matching it to your mirrorless cameras, or giving it a cinematic vibe, this is a huge feature to have. You can actually color grade OPPO's footage the same way you would a professional video. I also tested the 4K 120 FPS capabilities using slow motion. I actually caught a couple of people playing basketball, and it looked incredible. Details were there, and even 4K 30 at nighttime was pretty good on both of these devices. Obviously, with lenses or sensors this small, you are gonna get some noise at night, but this is the best we can get in a smartphone right now. Now, up front, you're getting a 50 megapixel selfie camera, which sounds like overkill, but it delivers clean detail shots with minimal smoothing. Okay, so right now you're looking at the front-facing cameras on the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the OPPO X9 Pro. We're shooting at 4K 30. It's a windy day, a little bit of a cloudy day, so let me know how the microphone noise cancellation is working out, which video obviously looks better, and yeah, which microphone sounds better. But we have to talk about the design and build. And look, the design of this phone is beautiful. You've got the frosted glass back, a smooth aluminum frame, and a camera bump on the back of the phone. It's big, sure, but well balanced and not top heavy. Also, the sides are smooth and polished, so it feels comfortable to hold. You've also got IP68 and IP69 protection, so it's both water resistant and dust resistant. Having both certifications is something you rarely see on a lot of these modern devices. The ultrasonic fingerprint scanner is fast and reliable, and even with the screen off, there's face unlock too. And OPPO added 2 new buttons, a snap key and a quick button for the camera. The snap key is like an action button by default. It can be pressed to take a screenshot. Long pressing it records a voice note, and double tapping it opens up the AI Mindspace app. This is an app exclusive to the phone, which basically organizes your thoughts and your notes. Personally, I keep it bound to the flashlight since I use it a lot. The quick button key is similar to what camera control can do on the iPhone. It loads up the camera and gives you options to control it. It has the same sort of haptic feedback the iPhone uses. But this display is an absolute stunner. It's a 6.78-inch LTPO OLED panel with a 120 Hz refresh rate, roughly 1.5K resolution, and up to 3,600 nits of peak brightness. That's brighter than any laptop I've ever tested. Now, if you're sensitive to screen flicker or PWM flicker, it uses a 2160 Hz PWM dimming, which is great for eye comfort. So if you found that you would get headaches using other manufacturers' phones, this should help alleviate that. As for performance, OPPO's using MediaTek's new Dimensity 9500, and it's shockingly capable. Everything feels fast, apps open instantly, games beautifully without thermal throttling, and multitasking is buttery smooth. Like usually with most phones, when I take a ton of photos outdoors, they get hot. This one barely got warm. But we have to talk about this battery because it is insane. 7,500 milliamp hour silicon carbon battery. That's one of the biggest in any flagship smartphone right now. And it's not just big on paper. Like this thing easily lasts 2 full days. Like on my heavy camera testing day, I ended up with about 75% battery left when my iPhone 17 Pro Max was down to 31%. It also supports 80-watt wired charging, 50-watt wireless charging, and reverse wireless charging for earbuds or other devices. This might be the first phone in years that genuinely eliminates battery anxiety. There's also stereo speakers and they sound great. So here's a little test so that you can hear them for yourself, and you guys let me know how they sound. Now, ColorOS was revamped this year. It is running ColorOS 16 on top of Android 16, and it's a lot cleaner than before. Animations are smoother, customization's better than previous version, and OPPO's promising 5 years of updates. Now, if you don't need all the features of the OPPO Find X9 Pro and want to save a little bit of money, there's also the OPPO Find X9. The display is a little bit smaller at 6.6 inches. You don't have the 200 megapixel 3x optical, it's 50 megapixels instead, and the front-facing camera is 32 megapixels instead of 50. You get about 85% of the features of the X9 Pros, but at a lower price point. Either way, that is an overview of the OPPO Find X9 and X9 Pro. OPPO really built a spec-heavy flagship around the camera first that nails battery life, performance, and flexibility. If you're interested in checking out any of these devices, there'll be links in the description down below. If you have any questions, let me know. If you liked the video, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.